Last week, Brenda went to Coleen's house to talk for the first time about her son Jamal following his sudden death in February. Very, very difficult time for her. How was she? Because it was just the two of you together, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think she wanted to do it there. Obviously, you know, me and Brenda are really close anyway, and it was going to be the first time. She's desperate to come back to work as well. She needs that focus. But I thought, well, we all thought it'd be better to have that moment of just where she didn't have to rush things. She could say things in her own time. She's just incredible. She's working anyway really hard, keeping his foundation alive. But she just has this strength, and I think it comes as well from a great belief, you know, she's great belief spiritually. I think that brings her comfort, and Tanisha obviously has been amazing for her. But she's amazing, and she had moments, as you will see during the interview, where she'd kind of break down, and then you can see her pulling it back together, because I think she's thinking, if I break down, I'm not going to stop. And she, you know, she realises she wants to keep going.
She is coming back tomorrow, which is why we thought she's not going to be able to do that here, live.
That interview, no.
So we thought that this was the best way. So as Coleen said, this is the first time that Brenda has talked about Jamal since he passed away. She's going to be back with us live on the panel tomorrow, but as we said, we know it will be too difficult for her to discuss all this live on tomorrow's show, so we thought the best place for her to do that was at the home of one of her closest friends, and that is Coleen.
So, you're here with me in my house.
Thanks for having me back.
At last.
Didn't think I'd ever get an invite again.
Well, after the last time, I wasn't sure myself. But I am glad you're here, and I'm going to ask you something now. How are you?
I'm doing okay. And the way that I'm kind of looking at it, I'm taking each day as it comes. The one thing that I do want to say is I was with him, and his sister was with us. We were all at home. It was sudden and it was unexpected, and he went into a cardiac arrest, and then he passed with me holding his hand. So, you know, I get a little bit of comfort from knowing that I was with him.
You should get lots of comfort knowing that you're with him.
Yeah. As much as that is comfort, at the same time, it's a vision that I'm never gonna forget. And I wake up every morning and, you know, there's all his photos are still obviously in the house. And I look at him and I say, good morning, baby, and I say, good night, baby. And I think doing that is what's keeping me going. You know, he always had this lovely, bright smile.
Yeah, he really did.
Just used to light up, and he had this funny laugh. I feel his presence constantly, and I know that I've always been somebody who has faith and who believes in that, and that has been a massive comfort to me.
And also, when I've been out with you in the last 6 weeks, the people coming up who you don't even know, just coming up to say, I just wanted to come up and say that Jamal was such an important part of my life and he did this for me. That in itself must be so comforting for you.
I mean, yes, that was overwhelming, all the people with all the messages, people coming up to me that I don't know, strangers saying how that Jamal helped them. We're so grateful for all of those messages of support. As much as they were hard, and reading those messages and, you know, having a cry, but at the same time, it meant a lot to me that I knew my son made a difference to so many people.
I was surprised that he'd left you what he wanted you to carry on with, and instructions and...
Yeah, I mean, I only found this out, obviously, after he
passed away, yeah.
With all the businesses that Jamal was running, he had to do that, and it was a few years ago, and I was glad to get that instruction from him.
Can you imagine if he hadn't?
He pretty much thought of everything.
He even left clear instructions on what he wanted for, we call it funeral, you call it homecoming.
I call it homegoing.
Which is homegoing, which I love that. It's so much nicer than funeral.
He wanted Luton to be involved. He wanted Chelsea Football Club to be involved.
Of course he did.
And music was a big thing for him. He was born in Luton. We went back to Luton and had his homegoing service there. He had a blue and white theme, which I'm sure he looked down and he was like, come on. It was beautiful. and
Everyone wore blue and white.
everyone wore blue or white.
Yeah.
And the music was there. He had live entertainment there, and it was just really, really lovely. He's definitely here. I mean, when we laid him to rest, it was really beautiful. They looked up in the sky, and there was a J. The clouds had
Formed
made
a
a J. Yeah, and a friend took a picture of it. Something that was hard for me was the fact that the announcement of him passing was taken away from me, and it was announced elsewhere. But I was glad that I managed to keep control of his homegoing service.
So, Brent, tell me about this amazing trust that you've set up.
So the Jamal Edwards Self-Belief Trust has been set up with two main things in mind. Jamal was all about empowering young people. We want to set up an academy for 16 to 21-year-olds, giving them an internship, if you like, within an organisation over a period of a year where they learn everything from the ground up. And then we are also looking to set up a homeless sanctuary.
Do you know what I see while I'm sitting here and listening to you?
Yeah.
I see Jamal. Because it's like Jamal talking. You've found his passion. So what would you like Jamal's legacy to be?
He said, we all die. The goal is not to live forever, but to create something that will. And I believe that he has created something that will, and I'm determined to make sure that it will. And that's my goal.
I have to say, in awe of you for everything you've been through in your life. You know, from your parents, from your cancer, from Jamal, and you're just incredible. I look at you and I think, I see you now taking on all of Jamal's foundations and work, and I sit there and I go, wow, you're an incredible, and he would be, I'm telling you now, not he would be, he is somewhere going, that's my mom.
Yeah.
There she goes.
Yeah.
And you should be so proud, because I'm so proud of you, and he would be. And Tanisha, she's
Well, I
incredible.
was going to say, Tanisha's been...
And don't cry, because I won't
Tanisha's
stop.
been a massive support, and she's provided a lot of strength for me through this. I'm very grateful and very proud of both of my children, and did my best with raising them.
You did the best. They're incredible. Absolutely incredible. You're an incredible mom.
You know, as he said when he came onto the panel, people say, oh, that's Brenda Edwards' son, or that's Jamal Edwards' mum. And we were both proud of what we
Each
did
of us achieved,
of each
yeah.
other.
It makes me realise how close we all are as the Loose Women girls family, that everyone just rallied round. Everyone came. Everyone was just... And I thought that was lovely, because we are like a family.
Exactly.
We go through everything together.
It was funny because everybody's like, what can I do? You know, I had Judy and Charlene wanting to bring food round. And I'm like, I had food coming from all angles. It has been great having the ladies there. And that's something which has been a big part of my life and the kids' life. So I need to return. It's not even want to, I need to return.
We've all missed you.
I've missed everyone. I have missed everyone. But I thank you for supporting and being there at the end of the phone for me.
Well, I love you, and I just can't wait to have you back on the show.
Thank you.
'Cause I've missed me old mocker.
Thank you. I've missed you too.
Love you, Liz.
Oh, love you. Oh, God. What a lovely, I hate the word interview, but what lovely chat.
Well, I think that's what's nice about it, that it wasn't... I mean, obviously it went on longer than that, you know, we could have spoken all day, and we did for half the day, and it was nice because it was relaxed, and so it didn't feel like an interview. You know, there was questions I wanted to ask her as well, because you worry about her as a friend.
It's interesting, she said, I need to come back to work.
Yeah, she really does need to.
Yeah.
You know, Brenda, she is strong, but her way of dealing with it is to be strong and fight, just keep fighting through it and keep focused, and I think that's what she does. And sometimes as a friend, I want to go, you can stop for a bit and you can cry, but she promised me that she does cry, because I was worried that I hadn't seen that. And she was like, no, trust me, I cry, but then I have to get up and go forward. Yeah.
I went to the homegoing service and she sang.
I don't know how
And
she
I
did
just
that.
don't know how she got through it and how she has that strength to do that, but she did. And as you said in the chat there, that the fact that he left to the letter what he wanted made her be stronger, because she could go, no, this is what Jamal wanted. So if anybody said, well, I'm not sure about... No, this is what Jamal wanted. And she delivered it to the absolute T. And it was the most beautiful day. And it was bright sunshine. And it was just, yeah, it was, as you said, we say funeral and we have sadness around a funeral, but there was something very kind of elevating about that day. It was just a really strange feeling, because you'd kind of go, oh my God, this is so sort of uplifting, and then you think, but it's actually, he's not here anymore.
And just before we started that interview, I kid you not, we sat down and they said, right, we're ready to go, and the sun came out, because it was really cloudy and I thought it's either going to rain or we're going to be freezing, and the sun came out and stayed out for the whole interview. So you know, just little things where you go, I mean, I struggle to believe in all of that, but there's certain moments where you go, I have to believe that that was something, because it was just incredible.
You looked quite emotional watching that, Frankie.
Yeah, I just think, I always thought whenever you saw the interview of when he came on the show before, you can just, that sense of pride, you just see it shine through her face, but also through his, of how proud he was of her. And like you said, he is so proud of her. And I think that's what's so lovely about the fact that he listed out everything that he wants her to carry on for his legacy. And it's nice for, Brenda and Tanisha to have that, to be able to hold on to that and to carry that on for him. And I think it gives them a purpose and to
also
make them
to
feel
always
close
talk
to
about
him.
that person. Jane. I mean, we've had so many comments coming in, haven't we, from our viewers. Thank you so much.
Or I could give Brenda Edwards a big cuddle. I think that's what everybody's feeling. Julie said the same. I want to reach into the telly and hug Brenda. What a human Jamal was.
Mara says, nice to see Brenda Edwards today on Loose Women. She's gone through the worst possible loss. Much love. Jen says, it would be nice to see you back on Loose Women. Sending you love.
Beverly said, my heart goes out to Brenda. It's got to be one of the worst things to lose a child. It's unbearable. And Sonia, oh, Brenda, my heart goes out to you and your family. You are so brave. She really is.
So many more that we don't have time to read, but we will pass those all on to Brenda. Thank you so much for getting in touch and for caring about her. And we will support her totally when she comes back, but she can't talk about it.
No, she wants to come back and carry on as normal.
Yeah, and we will be doing that tomorrow. So if you can tune in tomorrow, Brenda will be back. And just to say, if you're dealing with grief after a bereavement, there is help available. You can find lots of places that can support you, and they're all listed on our website. That's itv.com/helplines.